Trust doesn't break with a bang. It fractures, silently, until it finally shatters. Ethan Monroe had never been a man of grand gestures. He built his life the way he built furniture in his small Georgia workshop, patiently, deliberately, with attention to every joint and detail. At 37, he was known in Savannah as the quiet craftsman who could turn old wood into beauty, and silence into a kind of peace. For 12 years, he had been married to Claire. Claire Jamison Monroe was a pediatric nurse, bright, nurturing, and the kind of woman who made strangers feel seen. She loved lemon tea, early morning jogs, and rainy day novels. Their love wasn't flashy, but it was deep. Or so Ethan believed. Until the day everything came undone. It began in fragments. Claire started coming home later. Sometimes without explanation. Sometimes with explanations too neat, too practiced. Her phone was always on silent, always face down. At first, Ethan dismissed the changes. Stress at the hospital, he reasoned. Flu season was brutal, but late-night shifts turned into entire weekends on call. Then came the distance, the missing kisses, the absent eyes, the hugs that felt more like apologies. The breaking point came on a Sunday morning. Ethan had risen early, craving pancakes. Claire's phone buzzed on the counter while she showered. He didn't mean to look, but the screen lit up with a message that burned into his brain. Last night was unforgettable. I'm still tasting you, N. He froze. His breath caught in his throat. 1,000 questions crashed into his chest, but one answer stared back at him from the screen. Claire was cheating. Ethan didn't confront her, not yet. He needed to know everything. Over the next 2 weeks, he transformed into a man he didn't recognize. Quietly, he made copies of her schedule. He checked her GPS history when she left her phone unattended. He followed her once, on a rainy Thursday night, and saw her pull into a boutique hotel downtown. 20 minutes later, a man arrived. Tall, athletic, confident, a stranger. They embraced. Then vanished inside. Ethan stood in the rain for 2 hours. He didn't cry. He just counted the raindrops and wondered how long it had been a lie. The man's name was Nathan Caldwell. A doctor. New at the hospital. Divorced. Charming, according to Claire's coworkers. Ethan found Nathan's Instagram. Dozens of smiling photos. Ski trips. Espresso shots. Selfies in scrubs. And one comment, 3 weeks old, from Claire's anonymous account. Wish I was back in that cabin with you. No clocks. Just us. He felt sick. Claire had always talked about going to the mountains. But they had never made the trip. She went with him instead. The confrontation happened on a quiet Thursday night. Claire walked in, exhausted, keys jingling. Hey, she said, kissing his cheek. We need to talk, Ethan replied. She froze. Something in his tone cut through the air. They sat on the couch. Ethan handed her the printed screenshots. The hotel invoice. The GPS logs. Claire's face drained of color. How long? Ethan asked. Silence. 5 months, she whispered. The number hit him harder than a fist. Why? She looked at him, tears threatening. I don't know. I was lonely. You're always so quiet. And Nathan, he made me feel seen. I saw you, Claire. Every damn day. But you never said it. He stood, shaking. So that justifies tearing us apart? She cried, apologized, said she never meant for it to go this far. He left the room before he said something he couldn't take back. They tried counseling. For 6 weeks, Ethan sat in a cold room while Claire wept and therapists asked questions that scraped open wounds. He wanted to forgive her. But something had broken. A month later, he moved into a rented apartment above his workshop. Claire didn't stop him. The divorce took 6 months. They divided the house, the savings, the memories. Claire kept the dog. Ethan didn't fight for it. He couldn't bear the look in Duke's eyes when he packed his bags. Friends chose sides. Some quietly unfollowed Claire. Others offered Ethan drinks and sympathy. He declined both. He threw himself into work. Built custom tables. Sanded cabinets until his fingers blistered. Some nights, he'd sit on the roof, sipping tea, staring at the moon. The silence felt lonelier than before. But also cleaner. Months passed. Claire moved away, took a job in Asheville. Nathan went with her. Ethan heard they broke up within 3 months. He felt nothing. One spring morning, as cherry blossoms painted Savannah pink, a woman walked into his shop. Her name was Juliet, art teacher. She wanted a table for her studio. They talked for hours. Then days. Then weeks. She never asked about his past. But one night, under string lights on his rooftop, he told her everything. She didn't offer pity. Just held his hand. You're not broken, Ethan. You just had to shatter to make space for something real. He kissed her. The first kiss since Claire. It didn't erase the past. But it felt like a new beginning.